Hey everyone, in this video, I want to show you a very simple way in which we can create an endpoint that will execute custom JavaScript code whenever we send a request or visit that endpoint. Let's jump right in. Starting out, we'll be using a WayScript template. So click on Create a New Layer, the JavaScript HTTP, and you can name this whatever you would like and create your layer. Cloning this already creates the endpoints and gives us some sample code that we can work with in JavaScript inside of our layer. To see all of this, we can scroll down to see our endpoints here, and then we can click on Open Develop. What Open Develop does is puts us in the development view, and we can see all the information that we need. In our case, we're just creating an endpoint. So we're using something in WayScript called a trigger, and the specific one is the HTTP trigger. You see it here. I can click and open this, and this is the HTTP trigger. What this is doing is generating an endpoint for us. When a user visits this endpoint or sends a request, then we do this command. Our command to run here is node and then a file name, which is response.js. Simple enough, so we already have our endpoint. In response.js, we're getting some information from the user. So if we wanted to do something programmatic, depending on the user accessing our endpoint, we could. So we're getting that information back, and we could write any custom logic we wanted to here. The rest of this code is just sending back a simple 200 response back to the user. Once you go through and write any custom code that you want to, what you would do is click on deploy to the left and then click on deploy. What this does is gives us two endpoints, a production one and a dev one. This deployment will make a production environment based off the current dev environment. And as simple as that, we already have a response back on our web page. So that's all the steps that it takes to create a endpoint and to execute code whenever a user sends a request or visits that endpoint. One note here is that all these endpoints are private and only people in your workspace can access them by default. If you want to change that, you can go down to your endpoints tab and toggle this on to make all endpoints publicly accessible. So that's all we have in this video. If you have any questions or comments about this, please let us know and we'll be happy to help. Until next time.